Hi, and welcome to Sense in the City Athens, a podcast presented by Alexia Amvrazi. This podcast is created to introduce you to a multitude of places, people, and things in the Greek capital, Athena, named after the goddess of wisdom, to lead you to discover the city through your senses in fresh, evocative, and even downright surprising ways. Today I'm going to be taking you on a multi-sensory shopping adventure to the weekly open-air market of Panormou in the area of Ambelokipi. The sellers start setting up their stalls at 5 a.m. Yep, at the crack of dawn. There are rows and rows of stalls stuck next to each other on Louise's Riancourt Street. Sometimes they're covered with huge umbrellas to protect people from the burning sun in the summer and the drizzle of rain in the winter. It's truly a feast for the senses. It's a cacophonous kind of experience with all kinds of smells coming from all the stalls, from fruits and vegetables and fresh aromatic herbs and much, much more. You'll see people packing the area and sort of snaking around each other, and there's always at least half of the shoppers pushing these special Laiki trolleys, which one writer, Adrian Vretos, described as chariots of fear because they can be quite a danger for the ankles. Anyway, join me, let's go. I'm gonna hop onto the metro line 3 and see you there. So here I am on a Saturday morning at the local farmers market, or the people's market. In Greek, it's Laikes Agores, or Laiki Agora for singular. And these go on in Athens and around Greece every day of the week in different neighbourhoods. In Athens and Piraeus alone, there's about 195 different Laikes Agores. And this is where you're going to find fresh, seasonal, local ingredients. All the best components of the Mediterranean diet. You'll find the real stuff, not the stuff that you would see in a supermarket, which is chopped and cleaned and wrapped in cling film. This is stuff that's really coming from the producers who have their small farms usually. And it's misshapen sometimes, different shades, different colors, different sizes, and I love that. It's the real thing. And the earlier you get there, the higher the prices will be. The clever people go there like mid to late in the afternoon when this is finishing, which is usually around 3 o'clock, and the prices usually go down quite a lot by that point. Producers and sellers have farms around different parts of Greece and come to Athens to sell them. And what you'll find here, oh my God, you're going to find everything you can imagine. Vegetables, fruits, herbs, fresh and sometimes even frozen fish, olive oil, honey and bee products like pollen, beeswax, propolis and royal jelly, fresh eggs, homemade wine that's not always as bad as you'd think. Sometimes it's pretty good. Flowers and plants, really good cheeses from around Greece, regional cheeses, olives of all shapes and colors and sizes, pulses, nuts, household cleaning items as well, and kitchen items, and even clothes, underwear, and sometimes jewelry. So practically everything you can imagine, all the best stuff made, as I say, locally and farmed locally. So we're going to be exploring the market now. I'm going to go and interview a few of the people who are selling here and find out who they are and how long they've been doing this for and what they're selling. So follow me. So now I've reached a stall where I find honey and herbs and nuts and olives. What is your name? Nikos. Are these all your own products? Εσείς τα παράγετε όλα αυτά? Εγώ τα παράγω, ναι. Yes, so you produce honey,
yes.
Μέλι, and
μέλι και διάφορα βότανα. And various herbs.
Και πολύ ωραίες ελιές.
And the olives. So all of these are your products.
Όλα από Evia.
And they're all from Evia Island.
Evia.
How many years have you had your... Πόσα χρόνια έχετε αυτό το stand εδώ?
Πάνω από 30 χρόνια.
Over 30 years. Wow. And so how many... Πόσα είδη μέλι παράγετε? How many types of honey?
Ανάλογα το χρόνο.
Depending on the year.
2, 3, 5, 7, ανάλογα το χρόνο.
2 to 7 types of honey.
Διαφορετικές περιοχές. Μπορεί να είναι 2 και μπορεί να είναι και 7.
From different areas. Από
διαφορετικά δέντρα.
From different trees.
Έλατο, δέντρο, πορτοκάλι, κάστανο, θυμάρι, flowers, διάφορα λουλούδια.
Wow, fantastic. And flower honey.
Είναι ανάλογα το βουνό, ανάλογα το μήνα.
And I see these little red bottles here, these small little red bottles.
Αυτό το θυμάμαι πώς το λένε. Saint John.
Saint John's wort. Saint John's wort oil.
Το λάδι.
And in Greek it's called balsamelio and spathelio. Και τι προσφέρει?
Πολλές θεραπευτικές ιδιότητες στο δέρμα μας και γενικά στο σώμα μας.
It has a lot of therapeutic qualities for the
Είτε είναι
skin.
πληγές είτε είναι πόνοι.
For injuries and pain, so το χρησιμοποιούν για μασάζ.
Για μασάζ σε πληγές και σε πόνους.
Or just applying it to an area that's in pain.
Αυτό είναι κερί μέλισσας.
That's beeswax. Wow, pure beeswax.
Κερί μέλισσας.
And what does someone... Τι κάνει κανείς με αυτό?
Κρέμα.
Oh, you make a cream so you can melt that with olive oil and you just stir it. How much are they selling those for?
This is €3.
€3, okay. And what are those little black bottles there with the...
Propolis.
Propolis, okay. A lot of exciting products here. I'm going to take some pictures as well. You can see them on our Sense in the City Athens Instagram account. And I think I'm going to actually buy some of this beeswax, natural beeswax, and I'm going to make my own special healing lotion with it. What do you think? So everywhere I walk, there's different smells. If I was walking with my eyes closed, I think I would probably know exactly what I'm passing most of the time. You can smell the bananas, the peaches, the apricots, the cherries, the strawberries, cucumbers, the melons smell very strongly, the sweet melons. It's chaos, but it's a kind of chaos that I love. Everything you can imagine in so many varieties and different shapes and sizes. A lot of this produce is grown naturally and organically, and so it's not perfect and everything doesn't look exactly like something made out of a factory. It's things that are faulty and beautiful at the same time.
Another thing you're going to find at the Laiki Agora every time you're here is wherever you are, whichever one you're at, you're going to find that they're making souvlakia, well, kalamakia, meat on a stick basically, usually pork and chicken, and it's cooked, grilled out here in the market, and we call it vromiko, which means dirty, but hopefully it's not dirty. Usually it's quite comforting after you've been shopping to grab a stick, and they usually douse it with lemon and salt and oregano and give it to you with some small slices of bread.
2 καλαμάκια κοτόπουλο και ένα χοιρινό παρακαλώ.
And you can always find at least one stand selling fresh fish in the market. Sardines, salmon, all kinds of small and large fish. People buy them either to grill them or make soups. The Greek fish soup is called kakavia. And the sellers usually clean them for you and scale them for you, gut them for you, so you don't have to do it yourself when you get home. Let's check out this fish stand over here.
Hey, what's your name first of all?
Spiros. From Athens.
Why Spiridula? What's your stall called? The Ichthyopolio Chalkida?
Chalkida, yes.
Okay, tell me a little bit about how you get your fish.
We are go at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Where do you go?
Πειραιώς.
Πειραιάς, okay.
Fish market.
Όλα 4 ευρώ, 6 ευρώ τα λαβράκια, όλα 4 ευρώ.
And we come here 7 o'clock
Until you sold everything.
We sold everything, yes.
How long have you been doing this?
20 years.
20 years. And how has this changed in the last 20 years for you?
In 2011 with
The crisis, yeah.
Very bad.
The financial
after,
crisis.
Yes, with κορονοϊό now πάρα πολύ δουλειά.
So during COVID you had the most work you've ever had.
Year,
How come?
Yes. Because everything take food, fish, nothing else, and supermarket.
So people were coming and getting their fish
Now the work
here.
no good because everything open and they go out, drink outside.
Okay.
But we are here 20 years.
Okay, what are your three favorite things about having your fish stand in the Laiki? Like the 3 things that you think are really make it worthwhile for you?
To have a work, to give the fish good price, to have good customers, good weather.
Yeah. And
because we are outside.
And how many types of fish do you have here?
About 40.
40 types of fish.
Yes.
Wow, fantastic. Well, thank you so much
Thank you
for
very
talking
much.
to
Thank you very
us.
much.
Not Spiridula, Spiro.
Now, while I'm here, I'm going to shop some ingredients to make a recipe called Papoutsakia, which means literally little shoes. And hilariously enough, sometimes in the menus in tavernas, it just says little shoes. It doesn't tell you what it is. So that can be a little confusing. No one wants to eat little shoes, do they? Anyway, the ingredients are aubergine and mince sauce, and bechamel on top, cheesy bechamel, and it's really a delicious dish. So I'm going to be cooking that up later on and giving you the full recipe. Now I'm going to look out for all the ingredients to shop.
Tell me your name.
Manolis.
Okay, and you sell a huge variety of spinach and vlita and carrots and beets and courgettes and aubergines. And so how many years have you been here at the Laiki?
Η οικογένειά μου είναι εδώ 4 γενιές.
4 generations.
4 γενιές. Είναι 70 χρόνια, 80 περίπου. Και το κληρονομήσαμε κι εμείς.
70 to 80 years and you inherited this?
Οπωσδήποτε, και θα συνεχίσουμε την κατάσταση αυτήν και παραπάνω. Είμαστε αγρότες πολλά χρόνια.
So you've been farmers for 4 generations and you're going to continue. This is all your own produce?
Όλα.
Everything is your own produce. So what's your daily life like? Because you've got the Laiki, but you've also got your farming work. So
Πρέπει να πάμε στα χωράφια κάθε μέρα, να ποτίσουμε, να φροντίσουμε, να
So they
βγάλουμε
go to the
χορτάρια.
fields every day and they take care of the produce, and as I say, a huge cornucopia of vegetables. And what's it like? Is it have things changed since the whole coronavirus situation?
Άλλαξαν, μας έβαλαν διάφορα αυστηρά μέτρα.
Harder measures were being imposed. Like what?
Όπως ας πούμε τη μία εβδομάδα έρχονται η μισή παραγωγή, την άλλη μισή η άλλη.
So they have to alternate every other week. Okay. So that there's more space between the stalls, right?
Ναι.
Tell me a little bit, what are the 2 or 3 favorite things you love about being in the Laiki Agora with your produce?
κόσμος.
The people,
Δηλαδή η επαφή με τον κόσμο.
the contact with people.
Μ' αρέσει που γνωριζόμαστε και μαθαίνουν ότι είμαι παραγωγός, γιατί δεν είναι όλοι.
People get to know that he's a producer, because not all the sellers here are actually farmers and producers themselves.
Μας εκτιμούν.
And there's an appreciation there.
Μας αρέσει ότι τα προϊόντα που παράγουμε τα πουλάμε.
That they sell their produce.
Δηλαδή όλος ο κόπος μας αποδίδει εδώ. Ό,τι και να κάνουμε στα χωράφια δεν παίρνουμε κάτι από εκεί. Ό,τι παίρνουμε το παίρνουμε από εδώ.
So all the fruits of their labors pay off by having a place to sell their produce here. And what about the downfalls? Are there any things that are challenging about this work?
Οι ώρες.
The hours, why?
Γιατί ξυπνάμε 4 το πρωί.
4 in the morning until?
Και γυρνάμε σπίτια μας 7.
Wow, 4 in the morning till 7 in the evening. That's a tough
Πολύ.
schedule.
Πολύ.
My God, okay. And do you get to relax at all? Because you got your farming work.
Τις Κυριακές μόνο.
On Sundays, okay. Thank you so much for
Να είστε
talking to
καλά.
us.
Να είστε
Bye.
καλά, γεια σας.
So, I have bought my aubergines. I have bought my plum tomatoes that are really nice and juicy and warm and ripe. And I have bought some carrots and avocados and some mountain tea. I just got some beautiful mountain tea from Olympos. Mountain tea is known for its amazing benefits. It's called sideritis in Greek, which means made of iron, because it's very high in iron, surprise, surprise, and very, very beneficial on many levels. It's very high in antioxidants, and there's been loads of studies done on it in the last few years about Alzheimer's and how it can not only prevent Alzheimer's but reverse it too. I'm going to go home with my aubergines and tomatoes. I'm going to make Papoutsakia, and I'm really excited to make that for you. So, let's get moving. So the Papoutsakia have been prepared. It's actually quite an easy and quick recipe to make. You'll find out more on our websites, and I've made myself a nice cold mountain tea, which I steeped the ends of the mountain tea stalks in boiling water for at least half an hour to get all the good stuff out there, and then I added lots of ice, as you can hear, and a slice of lemon, because anything rich in iron requires vitamin C for your body to absorb it properly. So lemon is very high in vitamin C, so I always add lemon to that. And I'm just going to relax now. My fridge is stacked full of beautiful, colorful vegetables and fruits and fresh aromatic herbs. And I want to thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this Sense in the City experience, and will come along for many more to come.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Sense in the City Athens. Find Alexia's recipes and other extras at senseinda.city. If you enjoyed the show, consider supporting the team. Links to Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee can be found attached to this episode in most podcast apps. Or visit our Instagram page, Sense in the City Athens, and click link in bio. Sense in the City is produced by Ruby TV and Pilot Media.